Newsfirst at 9. Headlines.
Hello, very good evening to you and welcome to Primetime News at 9. Come to you live on MTV Sports and Shakti TV. From our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo, I'm Shaheen Jirangpati.
And I'm Sonali Vanikapatagay. We start off first with a look at the stories making the headlines tonight.
Thousands of devotees flock to pay homage to the sacred relics on day 2 of the Sirasa Vesak zone. Police opened fire at a three-wheeler in Vadua. Investigations underway. Ministry of Higher Education says it is not opposed to extending the duration of the Allied Health Science degree to 4 years. Kumar Sangakkara and Lasith Malinga to join the Lankan team in England today.
Today marks day 2 of the Sirasa Vesak zone, organized to commemorate the birth, enlightenment and attainment of Nirvana of the Buddha. Devotees visiting the Sirasa Vesak Kalapaya have the opportunity to pay homage to the sacred hair relic of Lord Buddha, the sacred relics of 12 of his disciples and the sacred Agrashravaka relics of Sariputta and Moggallana. The Sirasa Vesak zone is sponsored by John Keel's Holdings PLC. The venture is supported by the Eslon Lanka Private Limited. The Teletorana at the Sirasa Vesak zone was launched at the auspicious time this evening.
Joining her today, Presidential Coordinating Secretary on Parliamentary Affairs, Mr. Kumarasiri Hettige.
The Teletorana at the Sirasa Vesak zone was launched this evening by Dilani Alagaratnam, President HR and Legal at John Keel's Holdings. Also present at the occasion was Presidential Coordinating Secretary for Parliamentary Affairs, Kumarasiri Hettige. Senior executives of John Keel's Holdings PLC and the Capital Maharaja Organisation were also present. The Teletorana, a unique creation in view of the Sirasa Vesak zone, which stands 80 feet tall, features the prominent Jataka stories of Mahasara and Silava Nagaraja. The Teletorana also features the stories of Sariputta and Moggallana, considered to be among the Buddha's closest disciples, as well as the story of Angulimala Maharahattera.
Newsfirst Zulfiq Farzan is standing by live at the Sirasa Vesak zone with the latest on the proceedings there. Now let's join Zulfiq for the latest. Zulfiq, good evening. It's over to you.
I am standing near a special enclosure housing the sacred Agrashravaka relics of Sariputta and Moggallana, considered to be among Lord Buddha's closest disciples. The sacred hair relic of Lord Buddha and the relics of 12 disciples are also housed in a special enclosure right here at the Sirasa Vesak zone. Now, devotees have been gathering in their numbers since this morning to pay homage to these sacred relics, and also the devotees who are coming to visit the Sirasa Vesak zone can take in the Teletorana, which features the Jataka stories of Mahasara and Silava Nagaraja and the stories of Sariputta and Moggallana. Now, several damsels have been serving refreshments to these devotees who have been making their way to pay homage to these sacred relics, and also a visit to the Sirasa Vesak zone right here in Breakbook Place, Colombo 2. From the Sirasa Vesak zone at the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited premises, I'm Zulfiq Farzan for Newsfirst.
In addition to the exposition of the sacred relics, devotees visiting the Sirasa Vesak zone will also be able to witness a number of attractions.
The Teletorana is one of the main attractions at the Sirasa Vesak Kalapaya. The Teletorana features the stories of Sariputta and Moggallana and of the disciple Angulimala. The Torana also depicts the Mahasara and Silava Nagaraja Jataka stories.
ඇඟිලි මාලයක් කරේ එල්ලාගෙන තිලිසෙන කඩුවක් අමෝරාගෙන පිහිසුණු යක්ෂයෙකු විලාසයෙන් එන මොහුව දැන් ජනයා හඳුන්වන්නේ අඟුලිමාල ලෙසිනි.
The film Sri Siddhartha Gautama, which has received acclaim from across the world, is also being screened at the Sirasa Vesak zone. The lead actor of the film, Gagan Malik, also visited the Sirasa Vesak zone for the screening of the film and mingled with the public.
We were pleased to meet the lead actor of the Sri Siddhartha Gautama film, and we also received a pendant from him.
The film Sri Siddhartha Gautama will be screened at the Sirasa Vesak zone tomorrow as well. Performances of songs of devotion are also being held at the Sirasa Vesak zone. Several dansals have also been organized to provide refreshments for devotees visiting the Sirasa Vesak zone. Meanwhile, a blood donation campaign will be held at the Sirasa Vesak zone from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow. The Sirasa Vesak zone continued to attract large crowds of devotees this evening. Crowds in their numbers were seen arriving at the premises of the Capital Maharaja Organization Limited since this morning to visit the Sirasa Vesak zone. This is footage captured this morning. Crowds hailing from Colombo, its suburbs and other parts of the island thronged to the Sirasa Vesak zone since this evening.
As Buddhists, we invoke blessings on the Maharaja organization for this service they have rendered to Buddhism.
I was afraid I won't be able to come. Now that I've paid homage, I'm very happy.
We are truly fortunate to be able to pay homage to the relics.
කලාතුරකින් දකින්න දෙයක් නේ ඒ හින්දා හරි සන්තෝෂයි.
පෙන්වන දේට සිරසට යහපතක් වේවා කියලා මම ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා.
The exposition of the sacred relics at the Sirasa Vesak zone commenced at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
The sacred Agra Shavaka relics of Sariputta and Moggallana, which journeyed from the Mahabodhi Agra Shavaka Mahavihara in Colombo, were placed in a special enclosure at the Sirasa Vesak zone following religious observances today.
Sangam saranam gacchami Dutiyampi buddham samadhiyam.
Religious observances were conducted by the president of the Sri Lanka Mahabodhi Society, Venerable Banagala Upatissatthera.
Position of sacred relics of Sariputta and Mahamoggallana was held for the 4th time. Even this evening, we have started this at about 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. But even from very early in the morning, the people are, waiting to visit and worship the relics. And I believe that for the 4th time, this exposition was really very much affected to the people of Sri Lanka, and not only for the Sri Lankan people, but also for the foreigners as well as especially Japanese. And I hope this will be a very successful exposition even this year.
Following the religious observances, devotees paid homage to the sacred Agra Shavaka relics. Devotees will have the opportunity to pay homage to the sacred relics tonight and tomorrow. The sacred hair relic of Lord Buddha and the relics of 12 disciples which journeyed to Colombo from the historic Yatihalagala Raja Mahavihara in Kandy were also placed in a special enclosure for devotees to pay homage this afternoon. The relics were placed in a special enclosure under the auspices of the chief incumbent of the Yatihalagala Raja Mahaviharya, Venerable Wathurukumure Dhammaratanathera. Among the sacred relics which journeyed from the Yatihalagala Raja Mahaviharya are the relics of Sivali and Revata Maharat Theros. Devotees will be able to pay homage to the sacred relics tonight and tomorrow. Meanwhile, French ambassador to Sri Lanka, Jean-Paul Montreux, was among those who visited the Siddha Vesak zone today.
You know, I arrived in Sri Lanka in September, so this is my first Vesak, and I discover how important it is for the people here. And this afternoon I feel very privileged to be able to come to this point and see the relics of Buddha, and I think that culture is made of discovery, and I'm discovering something, so I'm very privileged and very pleased with that, yes.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa attended a number of events yesterday to mark Vesak.
The head of state attended religious observances at the Sri Sambodhi Viharya in Colombo yesterday. President Mahinda Rajapaksa opened a Vesak pandal at the Manning Market yesterday and joined the Dansala. The President also attended the Dansala that was organized at the official residence of Secretary of Defence Gotabaya Rajapaksa yesterday. President Rajapaksa also declared open the Devanna Vesak zone last evening. Taking a look at one of our headline-making stories this evening, 2 persons travelling in a 3-wheeler were injured when the police shot at the vehicle after the driver failed to heed police orders to pull over. The police say that 3 persons, including the injured, have been arrested.
The police say that they had to give chase for about 4 kilometers to stop the 3-wheeler, which sped past ignoring orders to pull over. The 3-wheeler had been travelling from Kalutara to Wadua. 2 people inside the 3-wheeler were injured when the police chasing them fired at the vehicle. The police media spokesperson says that the driver and another passenger had fled. The police say that the driver was under the influence of alcohol at the time. The 2 persons injured in the shooting are being treated at the Nagara General Hospital in Kalutara.
Last night, a shootout has occurred at Pothupitia in Wadua police area. A 3-wheeler that was coming from Kalutara towards Wadua was signalled by the police officers who were on duty, but the 3-wheeler has not stopped. Then thereafter, they have followed the 3-wheeler for a distance of 4 kilometers. Ultimately, the police was compelled to fire at the 3-wheeler to stop it. We are conducting investigation, the team led by SP Panadura.
A factory in Mavittara Piliyandala has been destroyed after fire engulfed the factory this afternoon.
The fire had erupted at a plastic manufacturing and recycling unit of the factory this afternoon. 3 fire brigade units were dispatched by the Srija Bhakthanapura and Dehiwara municipal councils in order to douse the fire. We suspect arson. When we broke for lunch, the place was on fire. We were helpless at the time. Meanwhile, the fire had spread to a house located in close proximity to the factory. Our correspondent said that the owner of the factory is also the owner of the house.
Secretary of the Ministry of Higher Education says the ministry is not opposed to the idea of extending the duration of the Allied Health Science degree to 4 years. Dr. Sunil Jayanta Navaratna says that the matter will be discussed with students once they call off their Satyagraha campaign. The Satyagraha launch in several areas island-wide got underway today as well, demanding that the degree in Allied Health be extended to 4 years. Today was the 50th day of the Satyagraha, which commenced in front of the Fort Railway Station.
50 days have gone by, but the incumbent government has not even issued a statement in this regard to resolve this issue and let the students attend lectures. There is no clear vision.
The satyagraha that commenced near the Galaha junction in Peradeniya reached its 143rd day. Meanwhile, it has been 135 days since the commencement of the satyagraha launched in front of the Golba station. The protest launch opposite the University Grants Commission reached its 34th day today. The number of students currently being enrolled to universities for the Allied Health Science degree program is 900. This program, which was introduced in 2004 for students of the University of Sri Jawardhanapura, was later brought to the Peradeniya, Jaffna, Eastern and Ruhuna universities. However, in 2009, only students obtaining high marks were permitted to pursue a special 4-year degree, whilst other students were compelled to obtain a general degree in 3 years.
Now we have to provide the training for this group, so we need to have sufficient reasons as to why this is being extended from 3 to 4 years.
We are not against this. That is the Minister of Higher Education, myself as Secretary, the Deputy Minister and the Chairperson of the University Grants Commission, because this started out as a 4-year program.
This Government Medical Officers Association, it is just an association. What right does it have to question these policy decisions?
In Sri Lanka, it is an accepted norm that the basic degree is 3 years. Anything beyond that is a special degree. The determination of the Supreme Court does not say anywhere that this 4-year degree should be cut back. They have only given guidance for a resolution to settle this issue. The decision was taken by the GMOA and the Ministries of Health and Higher Education. They intentionally did not engage our union in these talks.
The duration is 4 years, but only students with a GPA of 2.8 or higher out of a possible 4 will be able to progress. Thereby, I kindly call upon the political parties who are behind this as well to opt for a more practical solution.
It was a group of specialist doctors at the universities in Sri Lanka and in the health sector that took the fore in establishing this degree. At present, it is a minority represented in the GMOA that is opposed to this.
The want of these trade unions was not to forge ahead with training, but to instead use some other method to extend the duration of the degree. The curriculum of this degree can be completed in 3 years. We have held talks with unions in the health sector regarding a mass strike in hospitals, and they have agreed to this.
There are several proposals to resolve this. The first is that all students with GPAs of 2.8 or higher progress to the 4th year. The second is the proposal to establish a parliament committee to resolve this. The third proposal put forward by Honourable Minister S.P. Dissanayake is that the students abandon this action and return to class, and he will seek the intervention of His Excellency the President or the Secretary to the President or officials higher than us to mediate talks between the GMOA and the students.
2 young boys drowned after falling into an unguarded pit in the Yahalvilavatta area in Moravaka last evening.
The boys' parents say that the children were not at home when they returned from a Dhansala last evening. The bodies of the 2 children were later discovered in a 15-foot deep pit which had been dug to hold water in close proximity to the houses. The 2 boys, 6-year-old Velayudam Vijay Kumar and 8-year-old Surya Swaminathan, were neighbours.
The 2 children were playing. Everyone else left to go to the Dhansala. We searched for them everywhere, but they were not to be found. Then we ran to the bund and called out their names. Her child was floating while my boy was underwater. When we ran to the bund, we saw him floating. Someone dragged him out. When we took him to the hospital, they said he was dead.
The police say that the 2 boys were already dead when they were brought to the Moravaka hospital. The post-mortem examination was carried out today at the Mathura General Hospital.
In business news tonight, the Department of Census and Statistics says that youth unemployment or the jobless rate among persons between the ages of 15 and 24 who are actively seeking employment is at 19.7%. The findings were published in the department's quarterly report on the labour force survey for the 4th quarter of 2013. According to the report, unemployment in the fourth quarter of 2014 in Sri Lanka was 4.1%. However, the report reveals that youth unemployment is still at a high level. The unemployment rate of 19.7% in the 15 to 24 age group reflects an increase in comparison with the previous 2 years. Unemployment in this age group was at 17.7% in 2011 and 16.8% in 2012. Another notable finding of this report was that in terms of education qualifications, unemployment was higher among people with advanced level and higher education qualifications in comparison with those who had lower or no educational qualifications.
Still in news here at home, a group including locals and foreign nationals who scaled Sigiriya came under a wasp attack today. Our correspondent stated that 41 persons who were reportedly injured were admitted to the Dambulla and Sigiriya hospitals for treatment.
The group had come under a wasp attack at the Lion's Paw located at Sigiriya this morning. 2 police officers, a member of the Civil Defence Force and a foreign national were among those injured.
I am from Negombo. When we were walking towards the foot of the rock, we saw a group of people running after the wasps from the area. The wasp later stung us. I came here with my sister and my brother. I was stung in the neck and ear. The passageway was initially blocked. Later, 2 to 3 people started screaming in fear. Many ducked to the ground. Wasps later stung many who were there. We remained there for about half an hour. Several others in civil force attire directed us to a cave in the area. We sought refuge in the cave.
When we had reached half of the journey to the top, the wasps were chased away with smoke from the bottom. Since the smoke triggered the wasps to fly to the top, people who were at the top of the rock were stuck helpless, no place to turn to. We were asked to move upwards thereafter.
We'll take a look at one of our stories from the Siddhasa Vesak zone, which is being held at the premises of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited here in Braybrook Place, Colombo 2. Vice President of John Keel's Holdings, Dilip Mudadeniya, visited the Siddhasa Vesak zone this evening and expressed the following views.
It's extremely a privilege and honor for us to be involved in the Siddhasa Vesak Kalapi as the John Keel's company. We believe that we strongly need to support the community initiatives. From the John Keel's Foundation, there are already multiple functions that are taking place, but this is for the first time we have actually worked hand in hand with the Siddhasa Media Network in order to bring this magnificent event for the large number of Sri Lankan, actually even foreigners, to come and experience for the first time from a John Keel's point of view. And we actually sincerely thank all the efforts that have gone through even these 3 days, and we believe the people here will be able to experience something unique and different.
And in sports news, it's cricket. Sri Lankan batsman Kumar Sangakkara is expected to join with the national team today in England. Yesterday, Sangakkara scored a century for Durham in an English country encounter against Sussex.
The County Championship Division 1 game between Sussex and Durham concluded in a draw yesterday. Sussex posted 505 runs for the loss of 9 wickets declared in their first innings. In reply, Durham posted 451 for the loss of 7 wickets, with Kumar Sangakkara top scoring with 159 runs, which comprised of 18 drives to the fence and 2 big hits over the boundary line. Manager of the national team, Michael De Souza, speaking in Newsfirst, said that Kumar Sangakkara and pace bowler Lasit Malinga will join with the national side, who are currently in England, today. Sri Lanka will play against Kent at Canterbury tomorrow as their second practice match ahead of the series against England. Team manager Michael De Souza added that at present the temperature in England is cold and rain was experienced over the past 2 days.
And on that note, we wrap up tonight's edition of Primetime News. If you missed out on any of the stories we just aired, you can log on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Sonali Vanikabadage.
And I'm Shahan Jirangpati. Good night and take care.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.